We should go after all those who have abused the system. Once we identify them, prosecute these people diligently, you will remove the corruption in that system and reintroduce subsidy. Yeah, absolutely. They are all part of the ecosystem.
Do we know them?
The people in the system know them. We know them. Let me shock you. These people are richer than some state governments. They have enough resources to put a government in place and to bring a government down.
Amidst lots of activities talking about the strike action threatened by the NLC, the Nigerian Labour Congress, and the TUC, the Trade Union Commission, to the federal government over the sudden removal of the fuel subsidy on petroleum. Lots of meetings have been held, and the NLC, in conjunction with the TUC, have met with lots of government parastatals, including the President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Updates have been flying here and there, and I've brought you more on the recent strike action trying or planned to be embarked on by the Nigerian Labour Congress. My name is Angelo. Welcome to Nation's Voice Tower. Now, amid the controversial speech by former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, to Kaduna State Islamic clerics and over plans for Kaduna State in 24 years, lots of reactions have trailed that video clip. Now, most Nigerians have termed it as a scary, bigoted speech and an alleged plan to Islamize Nigeria. Now, on the contrary, his speech was about a sort of fact that a Muslim ticket will always carry people along, and he addressed the fact that Christians or people in Kaduna State, Christian people in Kaduna State don't participate actively in politics, hence the reason for a Muslim ticket. Now, this speech was made in Hausa, but we have managed to translate it for the consumption of our lovely viewers on Nation's Voice Tower. Without wasting much of your time, let me let you view a clip from this speech made by former Governor Nasir El-Rufai to Muslim clerics.
Ke zama mataimakiya ta 2019 ina gaya musu cewa na ɗaya na tsaya na yi lissafi yawanci waɗanda ba musulmi ba su zaɓen jami'anmu yawanci saboda haka me yasa zan ba su mataimaki na yi lissafi za mu iya cin zaɓen ba tare da mun ba su ba na ɗaya kenan. Wannan siyasa ne, so kake ka ci zaɓe, kana neman mutanen da za su zaɓe ka. Mun tsaya mun duba tun da aka fara demokradiyya nan mun duba inda muke cin zaɓe da inda ba ma ci. Mun yi wannan lissafin a siyasance kenan. Amma na biyu abinda muka so mu nuna, kuma cikin shekara hudu na alhamdulillahi mun nuna shine gwamnati wanda gwamna musulmi ne, mataimakiyar gwamna musulmi ne, SSG musulmi, chief of staff musulmi, kwamishinan kuɗi musulmi, ba zai cuci Krista ba a Kaduna. Kuma duk inda muka je muna gaya musu cewa haka ne. Duk saman gwamnatinmu musulmi ne, amma akwai Christian guda ɗaya a jihar Kaduna da zai fito ya ce an zalunce shi ba shi hakkinsa ba. Akwai gundumar da ba mu gyara makaranta ba, akwai gundumar da ba mu yi asibiti ba, akwai inda ba mu je mun yi hanyoyi ba, akwai inda ba mu taimaki manoma ba ko sun zaɓe mu ko ba su zaɓe mu ba, mun ba kuwa hakkinsu. Of course, Kubau sun fi zaɓen mu, saboda haka zan je Kubau in ɗan ƙara musu wani abu. Domin sun zaɓe mu, abinda zan ba Jaba zan ƙara ma Kubau, tunda Jaba ba su zaɓe mu ba, amma mun ba su haƙƙinsu. Kuma abinda ku limamai da ulama kuka koya mana kenan, shugabancin musulunci na adalci ne. Annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam da sahabbai, domin sun zaɓe mu, abinda zan ba Jaba zan ƙara ma Kubau, tunda Jaba ba su zaɓe mu ba. Amma mun ba su haƙƙinsu, kuma abinda ku limamai da ulama kuka koya mana kenan, shugabancin musulunci na adalci ne. Annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam da sahabbai ya zauna da wayanda ba musulmi ba, da Yahudawa, da Kirista, da wayanda ma kafirai ne, amma suna ce mishi amin. Don yi musu adalci. Sayyidina Abubakar, Umar, Uthman, Ali, dukkansu sun yi musu adalci. Ba wanda zai ce don shi ba musulmi bane an take hakkinsa, sai dai dama wanda yafi son ka zaka dan ƙara mishi, amma ba za ka ɗauki hakkin wani ba. Kullum ina tambayar su, ko da muka je muna campaign wannan zaben suka ce kaza in ce gaskiya ne, muna neman wanda za su yi aiki ne, ba mu duba addinin. Of course muna duba addini, amma ba zan faɗa haka ba. Amma abinda nake tambaya, wa aka zalunta? Ka tashi ka gaya mana in gwamnatin nan ta zalunce ka. Ba ansa, sai dai kawai ka ce da ka saba iskanci, ka saba kashe mutane mun taka ma burki, ko ka saba rufe hanya mun ce in kai haka ga abin da zai biyo baya, kuma ka san za mu yi. Abin da muka yi kenan shekara 4 nan, da ni da abokan aikina. Kuma abin da muka sake nunawa kenan tun da Sanata Obasanjo da Dr. Ji Sabo Albar sun sake cin zaɓensu duk da taron dangin addini da aka yi mana. Kuma ku malaman da ke nan da limamai, ku kuka yi aikin, ba ma 'yan siyasan ba. 'Yan siyasan cutanmu suka yi, wallahi ku ne. Kuma shi da Sanata Obasanjo ya san haka, mun sani. Mun san waɗanda suka karɓi kuɗi ranar zaɓe suka kashe wayan suka kwanta gida ba su ma fito ba. Amma unit agents, wayanda muka biya su je su kare ƙuri'an ba su fito ba, sai 'yan agaji. Saboda haka mun sani, kuma mun gode, Allah ya saka muku da alheri, kuma yadda kuka jajirce kuka ba mu goyon baya, don Allah don Annabi ina roƙonku ku ƙara jajircewa domin a ba Sanata Obasanjo goyon baya. In ya gama wannan shekara 4 ya sake, sannan mu ci gaba, mu nuna ma mutane cewa shugabancin musulunci bai nuna bambanci, amma baya son izgili, baya son rashin mutunci. Abinda kawai muke so mu nuna kenan. Kuma mun fara, amma ba a gama ba. Sai an kaman shekara 20 ana haka, sai kowa ya gane. Saboda ka bayan uba ya gama ya sake 16 ko, sai a sake wani shekara 24, sai kowa ya ce okay, mun gane, mun san matsayinmu, kuma mun san musulmin nan ba za su cuce mu ba. Shikenan sai ga an zauna lafiya. Wallahi tallahi abinda muka fara tsari kenan tunda muka fito muna neman shugabancin nan, kuma da taimakon Allah da addu'o'inku da jajircewanku muna kan hanya. Allah ya saka muku da alheri.
Okay, welcome back. Misinformation can actually misinform or change plans in a particular entity or metropolis. That speech, although in Hausa as translated, was termed, or I feel it's harmless, from Nasir El-Rufai. These are plans, although we actually abhor and frown at a Muslim ticket in a state like Kaduna State, where there is at least 50% or 50% of Christians in existence. Okay, so for he's actually trying to justify the reasons why he picked a Muslim to be his deputy at the time, and also the reason why he has picked a Muslim to replace him while he was going out of office after or before the elections rather. So I would really admonish our viewers to say, please, anywhere you see such a video clip, please disregard any information of Islamizing Nigeria, although we in Nigeria frown at the processes or electoral process that is pointing at a Muslim ticket. So that is that on that particular update. Next I have actual information and authentic ideas on the threatened strike action by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Commission. Amidst the ongoing threat for strike action by the NLC, a meeting attended by its members in accordance with the TUC and the new Chief of Staff and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has taken place. Now, details of this meeting were made available, and the NLC and its governing body seem to have a lasting solution to the ongoing hike in fuel pump price. due to the abrupt removal of fuel and petroleum subsidy by the new president Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Without wasting much of your time, let me give you a clip from this particular meeting. I would say that there was a consensus from this meeting because there was a speech from the president or chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, and there was a follow-up speech from Femi Gbajabiamila, which stemmed at explaining and addressing the issues brought on board and amidst the table by the NLC in accordance with the TUC. Watch this video clip.
Come with a more concrete reality and framework and alternative. The CNG alternative is better than the price even before the increment. Yeah, but if you check countries of the world like Kuwait, like Qatar and others, which large gas deposit, you agree with me that it's a very viable alternative because the deposit here can sustain the country for the next 500 years. It's a clean energy, eco-friendly, and cheaper. I think the whole battle we are having now is the issue of the cost being at 500. And by our last meeting, during Silva's time, we were talking about 90, 90 naira. So if this government achieves an option or alternative that is even under 90 or 120 or whatever, I think every one of you will be clapping for them. So it's the willpower, to achieve this. It's a very viable alternative is done all over. So what we need is the willpower. And if we achieve that, I think there will be, a lot of success, a lot of progress so made. I believe that what we need is for them, to work unlike what we experienced before. By now, we should have gone far.
And it says, following the engagements between the federal government, TUC, and NLC, with the intervention of the Speaker, House of Representatives, to resolve the disputes that arose from the withdrawal of subsidy on PMS, the following resolutions were reached. 1. The federal government, the TUC, and the NLC to establish a joint committee to review the proposal for any wage increase or award and establish a framework and timeline for implementation. 2. The federal government, the TUC, and the NLC to review World Bank Finance Cash Transfer Scheme and propose inclusion of low-income earners in the program. As you are aware, the $800 million loan did not really capture the low-income government workers. So basically, we'll be talking about how to include them in that scheme. 3, the federal government, the TUC, and the NLC to revive the CNG conversion program earlier agreed with labor centers in 2021 and work out detailed implementation and timing. 4, the labor centers and the federal government to review issues hindering effective delivery in the education sector and propose solutions for implementation. 5, the labor centers and the federal government to review and establish the framework for completion of the rehabilitation of the nation's refineries. 6, the federal government is to provide a framework for the maintenance of roads and expansion of rail networks across the country. All other demands submitted by the TUC, and that's the 7th, all other demands submitted by the TUC to the federal government will be assessed by the joint committee. So consequently, ladies and gentlemen, the parties agreed as follows. 1, the NLC is to suspend the notice of strike forthwith to enable further consultations. 2, the TUC and the NLC to continue the ongoing engagements with the federal government and secure closure on the resolutions above. And finally, the labor centers and the federal government to meet on June 19th, 2023, to agree on an implementation framework.
Welcome back. This video has since gone viral after the meeting. Without going further, I would like to urge our incoming subscribers to please tap the subscribe button. To our already existing subscribers, don't forget to tap the notification bell so you could get updates from us anytime we drop new contents. Yes, and I'll urge you all, please like, share, and drop a comment for us in the comment section if you feel different from anything we do here. Now, finally, I would like to give my take on this video clip. Femi Gbajabiamila is acting like or as the Speaker, the House of Reps, and then he's also acting, of course, in loco as the incoming Chief of Staff of the President. So, with what he read, the communique issued to the NLC and the TUC in conjunction can be said to have a headway or a kind of compromise. Forget about the court order issued to the NLC not to embark on the strike. But that communique issued by Femi Gbajabiamila there seems to have addressed a bit the issue of the ongoing or the threatened strike action by the NLC. So we will see if the government would adhere to its communique issued to this particular union yesterday, and we'll see what the government will do about it. If they are going to opt for an increment in the minimum wage of civil servants, or if they are going to opt for to stand in their stance about the impeccable or unchangeable fuel price, or they would actually go with the plan of the NLC. That is what we are going to keep our fingers crossed for, to see if it is subject to verification. Finally, still on the ongoing strike and the recent hike in fuel price, during an interview with Channels TV, Mr. Dumebi Kachiku, the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in the recently concluded general elections, stated that the Nigerian government should please go after those abusing the subsidy system in order to improve the economic situation of the country and prevent it from crashing. Okay. Now, amidst the court order issued to the NLC to stop the union from embarking on the alleged strike action, Dumebi Kachiku really felt he had a lasting solution for the cabal and the sacred cows involved in the rise and fall of fuel pump price in the oil and gas sector. He expressed his distrust in the NLC and revealed the alleged plot for the NLC to truncate the policies of the new government due to their endorsed candidate during the presidential elections. Let me allow you watch a brief or a cutaway from the interview by Kachiku on Channels News TV.
Yes. The Nigerian economy does not need the approach of Labour. I call it a knee-jerk approach. I don't trust anything Labour does. Labour knew that this president campaigned on this. The Labour candidate campaigned on this. They endorsed Labour candidates, so they knew that this was going to happen. Labour knew that this government, the APC government, did not fund or provide for subsidy in the budget beyond June. Labour never said anything. The organized Labour in the oil and gas sector also knew this. No one said anything. So the incoming or the new president has now informed Nigeria that this is the situation. It's actually a banana peel for him, because he has to take the hard decision of telling Nigerians, this is the situation, right? We have an outgoing National Assembly, and there's no time for him to react, to start saying, preparing for that subsidy. And he has always said he's not going to deal with subsidy. Subsidy is gone. Let's go back to what was happening in 2016, 2017. That's the right approach. Now, but we know that there's no way a nation that God blessed with oil and gas resources can afford to remove subsidy completely. What is the problem? You alluded to it, which is the corruption inherent in the system. What should we do? We should straitjacket, ring fence that system. We should go after all those who have abused the system. Once we identify them, prosecute these people diligently, you will remove the corruption in that system and reintroduce subsidy. Yeah, absolutely. They are all part of the ecosystem.
Do we know them?
The people in the system know them. We know them. Tell you what, if you x-ray the data right now to see who are those that are being allocated huge quantums of petroleum products, whose oil and gas assets, their petroleum stations, their petrol stations and what have you, are not commensurate to what you are giving to them. They know these people. They know them in the system. Let me shock you. These people are richer than some state governments. They have enough resources to put a government in place and to bring a government down. They have co-conspirators in the judiciary, in the armed forces, in law enforcement, in the regulatory and supervisory agencies. They are all around us. We see them. We know them. But obviously, you heard what Okonjo-Iweala said, how they went after her for going after them. They are so powerful. They have what you call blood money, silly money, the kind of money that can make your head spin. Imagine someone who takes a truck of 33,000 liters of PMS that he ordinarily will make 300,000 naira if he sold in Nigeria, and he makes 60 million naira on that same truck. Those who get coastal allocations in the vessel, they round trip that and they make $10 million. Now imagine someone getting that once a week. Imagine, isn't that blood money? They have so much money that they can afford to bribe anyone. And that is what President Tinubu is dealing with now. Do you stare these people in the face or do you back down? But tell you what, in choosing to stare them in the face, the Nigerian people are suffering because they said no more subsidy at this time, because that's how they choose to deal with them. And that's
okay, it's quite funny, but I would quite tell you that hence the English proverb that says what eats the wood is in the wood. So for Kachiku to come out and make such allegations so strong, that means he knows something that is eating the political system. He knows something eating up the oil and gas sector. He knows the people that are eating up our economy in Nigeria as regards oil and gas. So, well, that particular information was just an interview, but Kachiku would not actually stop there because he has said he is profiling this solution to the federal government. I hope and plead that the federal government would adhere to this solution and fish out the cabals involved in the oil and gas sector. Thanks for joining us. Keep a date with us for the court session today. And don't forget to like our videos. Please do the needful by making us go relevant and go viral. Thanks and see you next time. Bye.